Hi, my name is Shahzeb Khan, and this is my demo for the Advanced Python Calculator midterm project. So I'll walk you through all the required features like REPL plugins, history management using pandas, environment variables, logging, design patterns, testing, and GitHub actions. So first, I activate my virtual environment and I'm going to run the calculator by Python. So this is my REPL interface. I'll run the add commands as an example. So here's a total number. Uh, it shows the result and logs it using Python logging module. Now I'll run subtract, multiply, and divide to show everything is working. Sub, there's my answer. Now multiply. Now divide. So everything is working perfectly fine. Now, here is the menu plugin that dynamically lists all variable commands. Now I'll show how pandas is used to manage the history. As you can see, it's all the history what I have done so far in my calculator. Now I can clear the history or delete it using the commands like clear history. It clear all my history. Now I'm gonna use the delete command to delete all the history. Now I'm gonna check that history is already cleared and deleted just to make sure it is working. So as you can see, no history found, so it's working perfectly fine. Now logging is handled in logs/app.log and the log label is controlled using environmental variables. For example, I need to exit it first. So I'm gonna run. Now, in this case, info logs are shown. This uses os.getenv in the code to dynamically set logging. Now I'm gonna exit it. So now I'll show you the log file where all calculator operations and events are recorded using Python logging module. So here you can see info level logs like addition performed and history views. The log file updates in real time as users interact with the calculator. The logging level and allocation are configurable using environmental variables like log underscore level and log underscore file, which I set in my .env or shell file. Now I'll show you that I have 97% test coverage using PyTest. So as you can see, it shows 97% coverage, which meets the 90% requirement in the instruction. Now I'll show you linting with Pylint. My code follows PEP8. So as you can see, no major warnings or errors. Uh, now I'll explain the design pattern I used. I've used a command pattern, which every plugin command like add, subtract, etc. inherits from a command base class. And I use facet pattern. So history manager handles pandas operations to simplify history access. And I use factory methods. So factory method like log underscore plugins dynamically loads new plugins modules. And I use singleton. So history manager can be extended to act as a singleton. And I use strategy pattern. So new commands can be added without changing core, like REPL. So all logs go to log/app.log. I use different levels like info and error. You can configure this via environment variables. Now I'll show you my GitHub Actions CI setup. Uh, so like the Python app dot YML run test and coverage every time I push. Here all my pushes. As you can see, my GitHub Actions workflow passes and shows green check mark. So that completes my demo. This project meets all the requirement: RPL design, patterns, pandas history, logging, environment config, testing, and automation. Thank you for watching.